All right, gentlemen, let's roll. Let's jump.
Let's do it.
All right, Darien. So tonight or today, we really only had one, quasi matchup with a couple heavyweights out there dancing. Big Ten stepped out first this weekend. Northwestern, Nebraska. Nebraska heavy favorites, but they had a whole lot of attention on them. Scott Frost, seats hot. So what's he do? He goes out and gets an offensive systems guru in Coach Whipple. He brings him in. They had Kenny Pickett last year. They install that. Okay, now we're going to see this new model of Nebraska. Here comes Northwestern. For years, they've been one of the lone programs on the west side of the Big Ten to hold up against the powers. They met tonight. Darien, what was your thoughts when you watched this 12-round battle, and what does it mean to both teams as you see it?
Man, you look at last year's records, they both come off like very mediocre seasons as far as like they both had one conference win. They both were 3-9 last year. So I think both teams were coming out. You can see it. That's why it was so competitive. Both teams were coming out trying to establish the year. And obviously Scott Frost and the crew, they're trying to kind of assert his dominance this year. Hopefully this could be the year for them to turn the program around. And Northwestern's just trying to, like you said, they've been a good team on that side of the conference, and they're trying to restate that. And so for me, it was interesting to see. Obviously, talk about like transfer quarterbacks. They brought Casey Thompson in from Texas, who had a lot of good plays today. I mean,
yes, he did.
The offense showed a lot of promise. It had a lot of sparks, some deep balls. It looked good. And you see Helinski they rallied back. And to me, I think Northwestern coaching wise, like kind of prevailed over Nebraska today. And we all know if you play football too, I think the most devastating thing of it all is that long, not just like a ride or a plane. You got a long plane ride back to America.
Going home.
Not just like from state to state or city to city. You're like flying back with an L over the water. Like that is demoralizing. You got to go to school. They're gonna probably gonna make you go to school tomorrow. You know how it goes. You're in class tomorrow. You're jet lagged. And you took an L across the seas. That's tough.
Ain't a whole lot of chuckling on that flight.
Not at all.
But that Northwestern flight, though,
would be amazing. That would be one. That would be one. Look, whenever we would win games, we would do ice cream. Did y'all have any traditions in Baylor? I don't know. We won a game in Clemson on the road. We got ice cream on the plane.
No, we just knew we were going to win, so it was business as usual. We didn't celebrate wins. I'm playing. No, I wish we had ice cream, man. We had Chick-fil-A. That was what they gave us.
Chick-fil-A. We had Chick-fil-A too. Chick-fil-A. That was always a good look. Chick-fil-A ice cream. So whatever Bryce, Northwestern doing, yeah.
So aside from Northwestern getting Chick-fil-A on this flight home, Bryce, what was your thoughts when you're watching the first bout of the season, especially with these two programs? Because Darien said it, both of them got a lot to come back from last year.
Man, I wish I'd have heard that whole question. I've got some wife issues.
No,
hit me again.
I'll restate it. I would say, what was your thoughts on watching these two heavyweights go at it, especially after they both had such a bad taste in their mouth from last season?
Hey, man, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
We hear you.
Okay, perfect. All I heard was bad taste in the mouth from last season.
Yeah,
I apologize, but man, look, when I watched this game, two things kind of stood out to me actually. To be totally honest with you, one, you will typically see a lot of pre-snap penalties on your first game. It is yellow flags all over the place, and I felt like for the most part it was a pretty super clean game. What's more interesting that I think than anything else is when you talk about Scott Frost and inevitably that man is on the hot seat, was on the hot seat from last year to take a decision at the point of the game that he did with 9 minutes left in the third quarter and kick an onside kick to try and get momentum. I understand what he was trying to do, but that is not something that I would do at the first this season. To me, that was kind of nuts. So there was a catch in this game. One, it's just great to see the ball back in the air and green grass on the field, but very interesting to me to see the type of mentality that I feel like guy's going to come swinging. And we talked about it pre-show, inevitably be, at the time of the decision, October 1st could be a major one once it comes down to $7.5 million in terms of his buyout. But it looks to me that Scott Frost is going to just come out swinging on every game and until that point. And let me say this though. To Lincoln and they leave with an L, all this hot seat talk is gone.
Say it one more time, Bryce.
I was saying that if OU comes.
Oh, I think what you're saying is if OU comes to Lincoln and they beat,
all this hot seat talk is gone.
I agree. Darien, he's right though. Am I right? If they beat Oklahoma, does this truly cure all?
What's tough about this entire thing is you look at their schedule, and I honestly, like, going from my last year, I just finished my last year. I was never like into scheduling, but you look at schedules and you see, especially for a program that's trying to rebuild and trying to get over that hump, you want to get those first couple games. You look at the schedule; they played Northwestern, which they were hoping would be a W. They got North Dakota, they got Georgia Southern, which you would think
win.
That should be a potential 3-0 going.
Yeah, you're right. Potential 3-0, but now they're 2-1.
2-1, and you got Oklahoma and Indiana.
Lost.
Yeah, look, and it's like then from there you're sitting at like this. You've been around guys.
3-3.
You're 3-3.
Let's play it out. Rutgers fist fight.
Yeah,
because they're on the road. Purdue, you have an NFL quarterback.
Purdue's an even either way matchup.
Either way, Minnesota, another fist fight with Minnesota. Now you're in November 5th. Michigan, Wisconsin.
You're not going to Michigan. Yeah.
Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa. Oh, November's going. I mean,
it's tough, and that's an if. And the thing is, with a program who just came off a 3-9 season, you would love to get 3 wins early. So even as a psyche, just a mental thing, you like, we at least have got to where we were last year with the potential to keep going. But you're entering, you hope to get to Oklahoma 2-1, and you lose that game, now you're sitting at 50%.
Right.
And then Indiana is a toss-up game. So it's just, to me, that today was a big game. Obviously, as a coach, you're going to come back to your players, hey, let's continue to get back to work and let's get back to the season we know we can have. But at the same time, it's tough to believe so much and feel like you got the same result after working so hard through an entire offseason and hearing your 100%. Coach. Yeah, it's really tough on the kids. And so it would be cool to see them rally back. And they obviously got a lot of fresh energy, like you said, on the coaching staff. But at the same time, it's a big if.
I'll tell you this, watching these guys today, a couple of things jumped out early. They have revamped. 355 yards in the air, 42 attempts. That Mark Whipple effect. And now people don't really realize this. Coach Whipple was an offensive coordinator in the NFL with the Eagles with Donovan McNabb. He was for years. He's an offensive coordinator with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he had Ben Roethlisberger, and they had some nice runs. Yeah. Miami Hurricanes coordinator, head coach of UMass. They threw the ball a ton. They had a lot of success offensively, not so much program-wise. Then goes to Pitt. Were we all talking about Kenny Pickett before last year? Did you know?
So,
you're in this conference,
but the same time, it was Kenny Pickett, not as extreme. This is a take, not as extreme, but had a Joe Burrow-esque type year. As far as correct. Really, you look at all right, was Joe Burrow before the Natty year? He wasn't a bad quarterback, but he also wasn't a premier first rounder. Kenny Pickett, when we played him, you had to respect him. We played them in the AC Championship in 2018. He started all 4 years. We played him in 2018, and good quarterback. They had a good scheme, but he wasn't what he was last year. Last year was he's the guy. Wearing two glove guy. Whoever this dude's throwing ball with 2 gloves, he's the guy. And I the same thing is similar to what you're saying now. Is all right, who can he bring that? You look at the stats from last year, and you said they threw 355. Last year, they averaged 266 yards in the air. So they're already up. So there is some more momentum.
They averaged 206 is what you said?
266 yards per game passing, Nebraska.
Right.
And
it just looked like they had real air support today. Now, it'd be curious to see what the continuity is. And we got this quote that came over from our producer Dagan Hughes earlier, where Scott Frost post game said, "Welcome back, Bryce." Scott Frost post game said, "I think our offensive staff has to learn. You got to be a little more creative in this league." That bothered me 9 different ways, but primarily this. That offensive scheme and that system had you in the game. The offensive scheme didn't make the choice to do the onside kick. And the offense
had you
formidable. And here I'm gonna add one more piece just from the nerd piece, quarterback wise. Casey Thompson, I think, is a good quarterback. He battles, he scraps his ass off. Multiple times I saw in this game him get back to not just the second read in a play, but the third read in a play. He stays in the pocket. It wasn't some cowboy, throw it up in the air and let's just figure it out type stuff. He was working through a system, feet and eyes tied together. Nope. Yes, make the shot. I'm like, damn, look at Nebraska really truly running some pro style stuff. Bryce, just your thoughts on Nebraska's system and then the disconnect on the outcome. Can you hear us, Bryce?
Man, can you guys hear me again? Yeah, I'm freezing.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
Who knows?
Back.
Who knows?
I was saying,
we're getting there. We're getting there.
All right, so Darien, Bryce will catch up.
Let's go.
So Bryce, you got us, Bryce?
Yeah.
Okay, deal. So I just want to get your thoughts on Scott Frost knocking the offensive staff at Nebraska, saying, I think our offensive staff has to learn to be a little more creative in this league.
I think he's done this one times for me. I think that he's kind of proven time and time again that he has a very hard time taking full responsibility. He took responsibility for the onside kick. He said, hey, I thought we could capture momentum and go in the game. Again, 9 minutes left in the third quarter. That makes no sense that you would do that anyways and think that. But at the end of the day, he's had a couple of conversations, even in media days, going back to it, to where he's saying, I don't know why we can't finish games. Buddy, you're in the newspaper. You're highlighted in the newspaper as the golden boy that came back. You played for Nebraska. You took UCF. And this is supposed to be, as a head coach, you are always in the newspaper for winning games and losing games. You have to be able to take responsibility, and it's nobody else's responsibility in the media. Behind closed doors, that's fine. If you want to get creative with your OCs and your offensive play calls, then do that behind closed doors, but do not do that in the media.
Week 1, no doubt. Week 1.
Yeah, week 1 for sure.
Darien, that's our first time going to war together. Oh, yeah, week 0. That's our first time going to battle together. And that's the extent of the loyalty.